the prime accused in the rape of a 5-year-old child in Delhi, has now been arrested in Bihar. Police say 25-year-old has been arrested in Muzaffarpur in Bihar and is now being brought to Delhi on a transit remand. The 5-year-old girl, remember, was raped and brutalized for 4 days in custody. The girl is now being treated at AIIMS and is said to be conscious and stable. But the next 48 hours are going to be critical for her. Doctors say her genitals were mutilated and several foreign objects were in fact found in her abdominal cavity. For more on that, we are now being joined by Chiknouta from outside AIIMS, where the 5-year-old survivor is recuperating. Parikshit, first, get us the latest on the investigation. The prime accused in the case has now been arrested and now being brought to Delhi.
Absolutely, you pointed out very rightly, and the other piece of information is the fact that this person's name is Manoj Kumar. He was arrested from his in-laws' house near Muzzaffarpur in Bihar. Now, this operation had been going on for the last 2 days. There were 2 teams which were looking for him in Bihar. In fact, the police chief yesterday had said that they've already identified the accused, they know where he lives, and they should be able to arrest him very soon. So the police had been raiding his different homes in the village yesterday. They were questioning his father, his acquaintances, and were also tracking his phone call movements. And finally, on the basis of that, they were able to arrest him last night. He's been taken on transit remand, which is a procedure when you have to arrest a person and bring him to another state. He will be produced in court in Delhi this evening probably. Just for the benefit of our viewers, he's been slapped with sections of unnatural sex, attempt to murder, confining a woman, and also for rape. So these are the sections against him. As far as the medical condition of the girl is concerned, we spoke to doctors and they're saying that she's responding to antibiotics. She's better this morning and her condition is stable. But of course, she will be under observation for the next couple of hours.
She'll be under observation for the next couple of hours, Parikshit. But coming back to the police and their handling of the case, again, though it's come as a relief to them that they have nabbed the prime accused, this case has been a huge embarrassment. They've received a lot of flack for the way they've treated the case, the apathy that they have been accused of.
Absolutely. When the Delhi gang rape case took place in December last year, when that paramedical student was brutally raped in a moving bus, the police came in for a lot of criticism. And even now, after this incident, the police has faced a lot of flack, especially when one of their own men went ahead and slapped one of the protesters. Before that, there were a lot of allegations made by the family how the police went slow. They were not willing to register an FIR in time and not really willing to go ahead and search for the girl. They in fact even told the family to go ahead and find the girl themselves. And later on, the father even told the media that the police had asked him to keep quiet and they were willing to give him 2,000 rupees for the same. So a number of allegations have been made. We'd also like to tell our viewers that the SHO of the concerned police station, the investigating officer, the first investigating officer, has also been suspended. Now at this point, there is a vigilance inquiry going on into all those allegations raised by the victim's father. Those are being studied. 3 officials are under suspension currently. But of course, this has come as a huge embarrassment. The police chief also said that what the ACP did by slapping the woman was completely unacceptable, and the fact that the Prime Minister himself has come out and criticized the cops, perhaps things couldn't be worse for the police in that way. Pallavi.
Parikshit, stay with us. We just want to play out for our viewers what the family has alleged, the mistreatment and the insensitivity of the police when they went to check up on the case and the police's defense of it. Listen in.
जब गांधीनगर थाने गया ना तो मैंने उसे बोला कि भैया मेरा रिपोर्ट कहाँ तक आगे बात बढ़ेगी या नहीं बढ़ेगी। बोला भैया आपका बच्ची मिल गई, आपको लगने से कोई फायदा नहीं है, आपकी बच्ची मिल गई, आप घर जाओ आराम से, बच्ची की तबीयत सही हो जाएगी।
पुलिस ने क्या आपकी लड़की को ढूंढने की कुछ कोशिश नहीं करी?
कोई भी कोशिश नहीं की, क्योंकि कोशिश की होती तो आज ये हालत नहीं होती। पुलिस ने ये बताया कि आपको तो शुक्र मनाओ कि लड़की बच गई है और सामने तुम्हें मिल गई है।
8:30 बजे आके बताया कि गुड़िया 6 बजे से गायब है, नहीं मिल रही है। उसके बाद गांधीनगर थाने में एक किडनैपिंग का मुकदमा दर्ज हुआ और तफ्तीश शुरू की गई।
There we heard the allegations and the police's defense of it. But Parikshit, this will come as a huge relief to the police force. Tell us what is going to happen to Manoj Kumar next, the prime accused in this case.
Well, he was arrested last night. He's been taken on transit remand, a procedure which is usually followed when you have to take a person who's been arrested to another state to another city for questioning. He will be brought to Delhi. The police will probably take him on remand to see if there was anybody else involved in the case. In fact, he would be interrogated about the sequence of events currently as well. After that, the case will begin against him in court. He's been slapped with sections of rape, unnatural sex, attempt to murder, and also causing hurt to the child. So these are the sections against him. But more importantly, they will not be able to pat themselves on the back with this investigation. Even though they moved very fast and were able to arrest him within 24 hours, they will be facing a lot of flack for what happened. Remember, she was rescued from a building in East Delhi. This was in Gandhinagar itself. The accused was living in one of those small rooms in that building itself. In fact, the girl had been recovered by the mother and the police when they heard cries of a child from that particular room. So the police was able to identify him by the version of the neighbors, by the version of the landlord. So they knew where he was going, they knew who he was, and they questioned his father in great detail, and they've now finally been able to arrest him. But after this, again, the police will be forced to look for measures through which they could send out a positive message to the public. Remember, Pallavi, after that brutal rape that took place in December last year, the police had introduced a number of measures to instill confidence. They had put out a number of advertisements saying that the women on the streets, college-going students, should always feel free to approach the police station for any sort of help. And after such an incident, there will be a lot of protests outside the police headquarters today, and they'll have to do a lot to send out a positive message.
Thank you, Parikshit, for getting us the latest on the investigation front. We'll be tracking that story very closely with you. Meanwhile, the doctors are saying the next few hours are going to be very crucial for that little girl. Listen in.
हमने बच्चे की जांच किया तो बच्चे को सुपरफिशियल इंजरीज थे, लिप्स पे, चीक पे, चेस्ट वॉल पे, आर्म्स पे, और उसके गर्दन में भी एक गहरा सा ब्रूजेस थे, जैसे कि किसी ने उसको गला घोटने की कोशिश की गई हो। तो बाकी फिर हमने उसका एग्जामिनेशन किया प्राइवेट पार्ट्स का। उसमें हमने देखा कि बच्ची के अंदर से हमने एक हेयर आंवला की बॉटल होती है तकरीबन 200 ml की फ्लैट सी बॉटल, वो बॉटल हमने निकाली और 2-3 पीस उसमें कैंडल के थे जो कि वो भी अंदर ही थे।
And this horrific incident has prompted the PMO to issue a statement, and I quote from there now. The Prime Minister has been deeply disturbed to hear news of this shameful incident in which a 5-year-old child in Delhi was sexually abused and is now fighting for her life in a hospital. The Prime Minister has also seen news visuals of the completely unacceptable treatment meted out by some police officers to some women protesting against this incident, unquote. And even as a girl battles for her life inside, citizens held protests outside AIIMS, where she is currently now. People gathered with prayers for the child, and as these pictures are going to show now, people sat calmly demanding justice for that 5-year-old. More protests are expected to take place later today outside the police headquarters in Delhi. However, yesterday outside the Dayanand hospital where the girl was initially taken, things turned ugly when Aam Aadmi Party members heckled MP Sandeep Dixit and Health Minister A.K. Walia when they went to visit the survivor. The police also have come under intense pressure after an ACP was caught slapping a lady protester. There you can see those visuals on your screen now. The National Commission for Women Chairperson Mamta Sharma yesterday also took note of that horrific crime, saying that she is going to help, promising all help in fact, and saying that she will visit the survivor today. Now, top policemen and activists say that just law is not enough. There needs to be a change in policing and in our attitude. Listen in to this debate with our deputy editor, Sagarika Ghosh.
The very shocking thing that the policeman said, अब तो आप क्या problem है वो तो मिल गई है, अब क्या problem है, अब आप क्यों complain करने के लिए आए हैं? That's one. Second, actually offering to pay 2,000 rupees to them so that they hushed up the case. And third, you saw the policeman actually slapping a woman protester who was protesting against this rape. Now, how can we change the attitude of the police? Because if the police don't take crimes against women seriously, then really we are lost.
Let me first say that the public anger is justified. Such a terrible case, 5-year-old girl. But having said that, what I see on the screen raises 3-4 very important issues. First, the behavior of the police with a woman demonstrator, the question which you have raised also. I think it is totally unacceptable that an officer of the rank of ACP, whatever the provocation, has slapped a woman.
In this particular case, this is clearly the fault of the Delhi police, a weak administration, lack of political will, where you have, we all know that the first 24 hours to 48 hours are the most crucial. When you go to a police station to register an FIR and you kind of dismiss it as if the child is missing and the child has come back and take this 2,000 rupees and stay mum, is that the solution?
You need to set an example, you need to give exemplary punishment to such men who rape 5-year-old children, and this punishment should be within 1 year. It has to be a speedy trial. We don't need 5 or 6 courts, you need hundreds of such courts. And secondly, you need police reforms. At Ved Marwaha was quoting that the political class will not let go the police because they use police as their gunda elements.
As Utsav is saying, now on a war footing, now the changes have to be made on the ground. Without that, the law is meaningless.
Absolutely, I agree on this, that we need to take this on a war footing, considering that we've got a law in place now. But we also need to understand the need for reforms in the police and the judiciary that he was mentioning. But also as individuals, as a parent, while I teach my daughter that keeping herself safe is important, I need to teach my son how to respect women.